Welcome back to Echobloom. I'm Skylar Funk, singer and main songwriter of the band Trapdoor Social. This series is meant to share a little bit about our process, ourselves, the origins of songs, and the stories of how they were made. For more, please follow Trapdoor Social on Instagram, support our Patreon, where content like this is always released first, and buy our music and merch at trapdoorsocial.com. Echobloom is the album that brought in our first record deal and was printed on our first vinyl. We're happy to reminisce and eager to share stories from its creation. Let's get into it. This was one of the most interesting songwriting projects I've ever had personally. Yes, it is another love song to Moni during the pandemic, but the thing that made this so interesting was that as the world was closed down, what did so many of us do? Live stream online, hang out on social media. That's where we were still connected. That's almost all you could do. So we did Instagram lives frequently from the Trapdoor Social account, and it was me at home on my piano. I was often singing covers and originals. We had people listening in and making requests and hanging out with us. In retrospect, honestly, one of the best times in my life as far as being connected to fans, talking to people around the world who were listening. A lot of our listeners were from Brazil. I had wanted for a decade to learn that language and think about going to that place, but this was really the impetus. This was the thing that inspired me to dive headfirst into Portuguese. As I spent time live streaming music to listeners and hanging out with people on Instagram, I experimented with writing as I hung out with fans on the live stream. So I began writing Além, and I began chatting with viewers about lines and lyrics in Portuguese. I would suggest some ideas, and they would turn them into a fuller line. They would suggest ideas, and I would place them to music. I was playing my piano, coming up with melodic ideas, but the verses were truly a collaboration between myself with a handful of fans who were watching the live stream from Brazil. These live streams are actually still up on my Instagram account, and you can go back and watch the video of me writing the song as comments came in, guiding me towards other lyrical ideas. I think it happened over 2 sessions, so there's 2 videos that you can find and watch. And what you won't see is us writing the chorus, because that was actually sent to me in a direct message by one of our fans, Marcelo, who gave me this idea to say, "Pois só você me leva ao além." He sent it to me in a DM, and I found right away the melodic idea that would make it stand out as a repetitive section to bring the verse home and tie it all together. I'm so grateful for those fans who spent the time and energy writing with us. Muito obrigado a vocês. Thank you guys so much. I'm not going to translate the whole song for you here on this podcast, but I can tell you a little bit about the meaning of it. For a start, we can look at the first line. Eu não tenho tempo para mentir means I don't have time to lie. Porque sempre estou pensando em ti, because I am always thinking of you. And that is the gravity of what I was feeling at the time. The chorus lyric, pois só você me leva ao além, means because only you take me beyond. But there's some nuance to it. Além means beyond, but ao além is a preposition to the beyond. And this has a little bit more meaning, at least for the people who were talking to me in the chat at the time as we were writing this. There was a debate. Ao além, is that heaven? What is the beyond? It's something different besides just the word beyond. And that gave me a sense of gravity about where it is you are taking me. Only you can take me there, and that there is more than just not here. Verse 2 is the same chord progression as verse 1, but the harmonic rhythm is slightly different. We're dropping a couple of beats at the end of each line because to me, the vocal melody wants to keep a certain pace, and that develops over the course of the song. So in the first verse, You hear the full 2 bars of the last chord as you wait for the next line to be delivered, and in the second verse, there is an urgency that require we skip some of those beats and jump into the next chord. The next line comes a little sooner than you'd expect. We do the same thing on Loneliness and maybe 1 or 2 other songs. We definitely enjoy bending the rules of songwriting to make sure that the story can be told at the pace that feels right to the author. I've been excited about languages for a long time, and this one I started learning in 2020, but have wanted to learn for a whole decade before that, since 2010. That's Além. If we want to call it Além when you talk to your friends, that's fine, as long as we're talking about the same thing. But that is how to pronounce the title of this song in Portuguese. Thanks for listening. Thanks as well to Bob and Lisa at Pasadena Records, who believed in Echobloom enough to print it on vinyl. Thanks to Bruce Rave, our manager, great radio host, and friend. Thanks to Merritt and Kurt and everyone who's ever recorded us, written or played with us, or seen us in concert. We couldn't do it without you. See you next time.